Here's a story from Insider Gaming. Titanfall 3 is almost complete, says leak, and has campaign, multiplayer, and Apex Legends content. Here is a summary of the story from Insider Gaming. Recent reports and leaks suggest Titanfall 3, a highly anticipated sequel, is nearing completion after previous cancellations and development rumors. An Apex Legends leaker claims the game is almost finished and will utilize Unreal Engine 5, featuring a single-player campaign, live service elements with battle passes, an extraction mode, classic Titanfall 2 multiplayer modes, returning Apex characters, and a weather system. The potential release has generated excitement given Titanfall 2's acclaimed campaign and multiplayer, along with a possible Apex Legends crossover. This isn't real. I'm sorry, it's not real. Okay, so let's get into the details here of what could be happening at Respawn. There is a Skunk Works team headed up by Titanfall 1 director Steve Fukuda. He's got a small team over there that is probably messing around with games that have Titans in them, right? Titanfall 1 creator over there messing around with a small team, prototyping stuff the way Respawn has traditionally done so. Does he have something that a prototype that has Titans in it? I would guess so. I don't know for sure, but I would certainly assume that is a safe thing to think. Now, is that going to get announced in 2025 and released in 2026? No way. No way. If that Steve Fukuda thing it even happens, because let's look at what EA's done to Respawn recently. Cancel game. Everything except for Apex Legends and Star Wars Jedi, and then that Bit Reactor game they're working in a partnership with. Those are the only things left that are really going concerns. Everything else has been canceled, including what sounded like an incredible Star Wars first-person shooter, Titanfall Legends, a previous version of Titanfall 3 that was going to be this new mode in Apex Legends that was going to have single-player stuff, and it was going to take concept from Hades and apply it to the single-player campaign that you got you got from in Titanfall 2. Yeah, that stuff was in the works. That's long scrapped, long canceled at this point. So do not expect an Unreal Engine 5 single player campaign, Titanfall 3, with multiplayer, with a full multiplayer suite, with weather, whatever that means. I'm not really sure where this is coming from, Jason. And I hate to be hey, let's rain on the parade, but don't get your hopes up for Titanfall anytime soon.
No, I agree. And this report didn't pass the smell test just reading the paragraph that you just read it. And the reason being, I have noticed that the more a leak promises, the more chance it's wrong. This promised
always true.
Unreal Engine 5, single player, live service, extraction, classic Titanfall 2 multiplayer, returning Apex characters, weather system, a potential Apex level. There's too much here. And almost done. That, I think, was what clinched it for me. All of this is coming, and it's almost done. It pains me to say it because Titanfall 2 is wonderful and deserved a follow-up. But I am with you in that if anything is happening, it is nowhere near complete. It's in concept or prototype, and that's it. I would agree that they are probably using as you mentioned, the Titan mechanics or technology for something. But for all we know, this prototype could adapt that sort of tech into a Star Wars game. You know what I'm saying? That is a universe that could feasibly have that sort of tech in it. We don't know if it's for Titanfall or not. I am not surprised that this isn't real. I figured it wasn't as soon as I saw it, partially because I want Titanfall 3 really bad and I'm ready to get hurt again, and partially because, like I said, it just promised way too much. I would love to be wrong. Yeah. That this is something I would love to be wrong about, and I will gladly eat that crow if I am. But no, I'm sorry, guys. I can't. No.
Yeah, I do want to talk to you about what is the reason that we don't get a Titanfall 3? What is happening at a corporation like EA where they did have something like Titanfall Legends in the works and they couldn't figure out a way to make it make sense? Why is gaming the way it is right now? What do you think?
Instability from outside forces that we spoke about earlier be damned. I think just because the last couple of years with all of the turmoil and turnover and things like that, big corporations like this are just sticking to their best chances, let's say. And as much as there was a groundswell of support for Titanfall, I don't remember it selling well, right? I don't remember Titanfall 2 selling well. And just that alone.
Between Battlefield, another EA game, and Call of Duty. It was released right between those. It just never stood a chance.
Right. And I think that even though those circumstances, and now we're coming on 11 years since that actually happened, I believe 2014. It's just, I think they're too afraid right now. I think, especially with everything going on, they only want sure things, or as much of a sure thing as they can predict. Star Wars Jedi, probably as close to a sure thing as they can predict at Respawn. Titanfall Legends, while it would have been appreciated, I don't think it would have had the impact that a new Star Wars Jedi game would have had, or would have, and that's why those resources are now being dedicated there.
To make it make the most sense, I think all anyone really wanted was a Titanfall campaign and some Titans in Apex Legends. Or obviously, I want more than that, but I think I would have happily settled for that if there was this Titanfall campaign to kind of get me back in through the gateway for Apex Legends, and then I go to the multiplayer mode and there's dedicated Titan modes. I think that would have been fantastic. But here we are. People still are holding a torch for this one, and I don't blame anyone for that. But it's not coming back.
I wonder too if the failure of Apex Legends Mobile may have scared them away of making any big changes to Apex Legends in general, because they really thought that that was going to be a huge mobile driver for them, just as the console version was. And then it just disappeared. Like, they just fell off the face of the earth. So I wonder if that is
on Switch. It was like, Fortnite makes a lot of money on Switch. Apex Legends made nothing on there.
No, did not. I wonder if there is enough anxiety, I guess, surrounding the core Apex Legends experience that they don't want to rock the boat any more than they have to. So that might play into this as well.
Yep, it's a shame. I love Titanfall, both 1 and 2. I love those games. Played like 1,000 hours of Titanfall 1. I think Titanfall 2, the campaign, is one of the best games I've ever played. It just straight up is incredible. It's like a Super Mario Galaxy 2 in terms of the inventiveness and how many cool ideas are in that game. And I hope that knowledge, because really what's happened here, Jason, with Respawn, while EA has fumbled the bag and not really been able to take a lot of these the great elements that made Respawn special, which is its tendency to prototype for several years, come up with a lot of ideas, and then make a game based on all of these great ideas. That is their method. They 2.5 years of prototyping, 2.5 years of hard development and product design and all that stuff, and that really worked. And they like EA fell in love with it for a moment, but of course EA, short-sighted, has already abandoned that. So what's happened is a lot of the people that were key to Respawn, their stocks vested, they made their money, and they have used that money as a backbone to support their lives. I don't know anyone personally. I've never asked them about this, but I do know many have left, taken investment from other companies to start their own development studios. And there are at least 3 or 4 of these Respawn, the coaching tree development studios that are going to come back with products that I think we're probably going to be more interested in. And I hope a lot of them hit very hard, but we're going to have to wait and see. In the meantime, if you're looking to Respawn for more Titanfall, sorry, just not going to happen.